Watch this.
And record.
Let's just pretend that that didn't just get doused in sparks. We're on our way to Kennards and they're going to make our job easy. We need to do some preparation of the footings for the retaining wall for the shed, and we need to dig out some tree stumps as well because they're in the way. So I've grabbed a little 1-ton excavator. It's not going to rip the stumps out, but it'll loosen them a bit. So we'll have it last, and this is what we've got to work with. The shed is going to be in line with this floor level, and it's going to continue all the way back to the back fence and then over to where the shed ends. So we're doing a 6x10, 3-meter high walls, 4-point-something meter high gable. Some of these concrete squares get removed, this shed gets removed, and essentially they've got to go around the backyard and rip out some stumps. As you can see, I've been busily getting rid of trees and all that sort of stuff. So a few loads of palm tree to the dump, and then we've got some stump to remove. Let's unload this excavator and get digging. Alright, we got her out with the assistance of the fact that it's rotten root. Trees have been removed along the back. I refilled the holes and then compacted it with the excavator. The palm trees are super stubborn. It's like a full root ball. If you know, you know. It's like a root ball, you got to keep scraping it. I would need a bigger excavator for that. So we've got our rough line of where I'd initially planned on having our shed, retaining, whatever. But I'm gonna have to put the retaining wall, the shed will stop here on that dot, the X, and we're gonna have to put the retaining wall kind of somewhere here-ish. I'll do some more measurements. Essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig about a couple of feet from this black line here and clear this out. It'll just be dirt. I'll level it off as best I can with the sand bucket, and then we'll basically at some point order some road-based rubble, compact it all, we'll build a retaining wall, and then once that's done we'll backfill, level, and then a 15mm 32 MPa slab for the shed. So because it's a workshop, I want to be nice and strong. So we're finished with the excavator. We've dug out the stumps that we can, but we're going to need a bigger one to yank out the palm tree stumps. So we're going to duck past the servo, fill her up, take her back to Kennards, and then we're going to grab a S70 Bobcat just to landscape the backyard a bit better. So all coming together. All coming together. And this is where we've ended up. So the paver's gone. I've kind of dug a bit of a trenchy thing for our retaining wall. We'll have lawn here eventually, and then the other side of the footpath here, that's going to be vegetable garden. So I've got to dig all this out again and replace it with gravel, compact it, plastic underneath, raised garden beds, etc. May or may not have backed over the tap. Don't look too close at that. Alrighty, so that was a wild couple of weeks there. I've got a cold. I've had a cold for the last few weeks because every other week my son brings a germ home from childcare. You know how it is. So here's where we're at with the yard. We've got the vegetable garden area that's all road-based rubble and stuff. Got a big pile of wood that's soon to get rid of. I've had the bobcat here since the last video you saw, and I've jackhammered up this whole concreted area there. It was like it was driveway strength concrete with Rio through it. That was a bugger to get rid of. So hand push cart, concrete cutter, and a bobcat. From here, the next step is we are putting all this rubbish in the skip, in another skip. Got another bobcat coming, so this will be my third time of having a bobcat in this yard. And once the rubbish is gone, I'll be sort of levelling off this yard. There's a lot of rubble and leaf litter and crud in amongst all this dirt, so we're going to clean all that out. Behind the shed we have residual paving and concrete and Rio, so that's what we've got to go on the skip. I had heaps left over because I filled the last 6 cuber, and that needs another couple ton of road base on top and compaction. The remaining road base that I'll have had delivered will be going in on top of there's markings here, so that's where our retaining wall is going to go because it's a split level. Yeah, it's got a bit of a lean to it, and then basically the rest of it will just kind of go stacked up against the shed and stuff there to be compacted and retaining wall built. Now shortly we're waiting for the appropriate sale to order a shed. We got a quote last mid-year. We sort of weren't timed properly on that, so we've recently sold an investment property, and so it's all full steam ahead. So once we order the shed, then we'll be waiting for delivery. So we build the retaining wall, we backfill with more of rubbles and the geotextile mat, whatever you call it, and then this shed is going, and we're putting a 60 square metre shed, 3 metre high walls, 4.2 metre high gable with a hoist, and the whole setup's going to be awesome. It's going to make for awesome opportunities to show builds of various other vehicles and trailers and that sort of stuff that I've got planned for the future. So from here, get ready to see me doing more of what I've just discussed, and then hopefully you'll see this retaining wall done eventually.